I started planning for early retirement when I was a teenager. I didn't stumble into it. I mapped it out, step by step. But 63% of retirees say they wish they had done more planning prior to retiring. But no matter how much you plan, early retirement still comes with surprises. I will share those with you. Most personal finance blogs and experts won't tell you the real challenges of early retirement. They can't, because most of the people writing them haven't actually retired. I have. These are the things that hit you after the lack of celebration ends. I'll also share how I learned to deal with them. If you know what's coming, you can avoid a lot of the discomfort that catches early retirees off guard. Keep reading to learn the real challenges of retiring early. So why don't all the people on the internet talking about early retirement and financial freedom tell you about these challenges? It's because they don't know them. They haven't retired. Usually they are just fake gurus. Most of the time they are selling courses and haven't retired. I have. I am not selling anything. I am actually running this site because of one of the challenges with retiring young. You need to do something with your time. Let's get into the real-life experiences that can help you on your own early retirement journey. But before we go any further, yes, this is an AI voice, but a real person wrote this. I earned my financial freedom and I'm not doing this for money. I don't like narrating videos, so I use an AI voice. Ignore that the voice is AI. The video is worth it. Check out the full details by visiting the link in the description. Number 1. Without structure, boredom creeps in. At first, having a wide-open schedule feels great. You're free to wake up whenever you want, linger over coffee, and take each day as it comes. But after a while, you realize that without structure, the days start to blend together. It's easy to waste time when you have nothing but time. Many critics of early retirement focus on the issue of boredom. But here is the thing. If you need a job to keep you from being bored, maybe it is you that is boring. One of my friends also retired at 42, a few years before I did. He ended up going back to work because him and his wife found themselves drinking too much. It didn't cause fights, it was fun for them. But this was a man who ran an Ironman. Having time on his hands led to a loss of fitness and not the other way around. It's something I've had to battle myself. To keep boredom at bay, I have a list of things I enjoy doing. When I'm bored, I just look at the list and do something. It's actually why I write on here and share financial tips on Twitter. When my kids are at school, if I am not running, I need something to do. So I pay it forward and I write. Slowly building a routine keeps the days interesting and gives a sense of accomplishment. Retired at 42. CFA, dad of 3, sharing my journey to achieving financial freedom. Unlike other experts, I have credentials, and I have done it. And I share how. Number 2. Losing the sense of purpose work once provided. For a lot of people, work is more than just a paycheck. It offers a sense of purpose. When work disappears, some struggle to find fulfillment. It's not just about passing the time. People need to feel that they're contributing in some way. Personally, I haven't faced this issue, but I've seen it impact others. My wife has really struggled with it. Solutions to this can be volunteering, mentoring, or diving into passion projects that give you that same sense of contribution. I've watched friends volunteer their time in the community or take up part-time consulting, and it's really helped them stay connected and feel purposeful. Retirement doesn't mean stepping back from life, it just means shifting your focus. Number 3. Social isolation during weekdays. Here's something no one really tells you about early retirement. Most people your age is still working. It can be tough to meet up with friends when they're tied to their jobs all week. The only people who seem to be available are older retirees, which can create a bit of a generational gap. While I enjoy conversations with people of all ages, it's just not the same as catching up with friends who are at the same stage of life. Number 4. Lack of adult contact unless you seek it out. Unless you make the effort, it's easy to go days without much adult interaction other than a spouse. You're no longer seeing coworkers daily, and social interactions become something you have to work for. It's essential to be proactive. For me, having a few regular activities to keep up with friends has been important. I run. My core group of friends all run. So I go for 6 20-mile runs several days before they have worked each week. Yep, I hang out with adults more before 5:30 a.m. than I do after 5:30 p.m. Scheduling casual lunch meetups or happy hours with friends also helps. Number 5. Getting into an exercise routine becomes a challenge. You'd think having more time would make it easier to stay active, right? But I've found that without a routine, it's harder to stay disciplined. When you don't have to fit workouts around a busy workday, it's easy to let fitness slip. The structure of a work schedule kept me accountable for squeezing in workouts. This has been one of the most surprising challenges for me. I'm a marathoner. I thought that once I retired I would get in amazing shape, but it's been the opposite. I still run, but I just haven't been motivated to exercise more than running. Plus, I'm not running more now than I did when I worked. Number 6. Easy access to snacks and meals. I'll be honest, one of the downsides to being home all day is the constant access to food. It's incredibly easy to overeat or snack out of boredom. I caught myself grazing more than I should, and it made me more aware of how easy it is to slip into unhealthy habits. Keeping healthier snacks on hand helps, and planning meals ahead of time made me more conscious of my choices. But it's tough. The same mindset that drives someone to retiring early also can drive them to eating too much. Number 7. People are skeptical that you're truly retired. One thing I didn't expect was the constant skepticism. People assume that if you've retired early, there must be some catch. And if you happen to take up a side project or hobby that makes money, they'll quickly point out, "See, you're not really retired." It's almost like they need to believe that early retirement is impossible just to make themselves feel better about working. I've encountered this skepticism very often. I am not someone that cares what people think. I actually wrote this. If I had listened to good advice, I could not have retired at 42. But it's annoying. What matters is knowing that I'm living the life I want. Number 8. People think you're failing because you don't work. There's this cultural expectation that if you're not working, you must be lazy or failing in some way. It can lead to awkward social situations or even criticism from friends or family who don't understand the concept of financial independence. This was one of the more surprising challenges for me. I found that responding with confidence has helped me get through these conversations. No need to defend your own choices. You don't owe anyone an explanation for how you live your life. Plus, I don't care what people think. Number 9. The fear never fully goes away. Only 32% of retirees feel confident they won't run out of money during retirement because of their income. Even with careful financial planning, there's always that underlying fear of running out of money. Rising costs, market fluctuations, and unexpected expenses keep the worry alive. No matter how well you've planned, that nagging voice saying "what if" never quite leaves. This has been a non-issue for me, but I know it's an issue for others. Why hasn't it affected me? I understand the math and I trust the plan. I know I'm good at this stuff. Number 10. The pressure to maintain a low-cost lifestyle. In early retirement, you start evaluating every purchase through the lens of sustainability. It's not just about splurging less, but it's about making sure every dollar counts. This can add a layer of stress when you're used to a steady income. Side hustles or part-time work can be a way to relieve some of that pressure without giving up the freedom that comes with early retirement. I've known some early retirees who take up light work on their own terms, just to keep some extra income flowing in. This has also not been an issue for me. I actually feel guilty when I spend. I am not motivated by fear of running out of money. Instead, I have this emotional safety net that I genuinely do not enjoy spending money. It's somewhat of a hoarder's mentality, but it only applies with money. But for most retirees, there is a fear of money running out. That is especially heightened when your timeline is so much longer. Luckily for those people truly concerned about running out of money, they can just go back to work whenever. Number 11. Less pressure and more time. Having more time means doing things at your own pace. There's no rush, no pressure, no deadlines. While it can be tough to maintain structure, the trade-off is the freedom to finally push through into personal projects, travel when you want, or spend more quality time with family. This slower pace of life has given me the chance to try things I might never have done if I were still working full-time. Number 12. Looking at the new family dynamics. Retiring early doesn't just change your routine, it impacts your family too. At first, I went from being busy all day to suddenly having all this free time, which threw off the usual rhythm at home. If you're retiring and your partner isn't, or maybe you still have kids in school that aren't used to you being at home, be prepared for that change of shift. My wife actually stopped working a few years before me when our twins were born. You'll need to find a balance between spending more time together as a family and giving each other space. Early retirement changes the family dynamic, but with some planning, it can lead to stronger connections and a new rhythm. Number 13. The surprising challenge of travel fatigue. A lot of us dream of early retirement as a time to travel the world. But travel fatigue is really a thing. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need to make the most of your free time by constantly being on the move. But if you're not careful, it can turn into a chore instead of a joy. Try to slow down, plan fewer but more meaningful trips, and sprinkle in downtime at home to recharge between adventures. Travel is amazing, but it's not sustainable to live out of a carry-on forever. This challenge also hasn't affected me. I've traveled a lot. I've done spontaneous trips like getting up at 3 a.m. and driving 6 hours to jump in and do 32 miles of a run with some friends running a 100-mile race. I've taken my kids on a 5K mile RV trip. I also did a 3K mile one with them. I've flown to Utah for a 50-mile running race. I took my son to Wyoming and stayed in teepees. I did a spontaneous trip to Austin to visit a cousin. I flew to Montana on a whim and drove with my brother to Missouri. I've traveled a lot. The ones I just mentioned are maybe 25% of the trips. I wish it was more, but my kids have school. Number 14. Rediscovering fulfillment in hobbies. Before retiring, I had this grand vision of diving deep into all my hobbies. I thought I would take up woodworking and reading more. But it never happened. I am constantly playing with my kids, which is great. And I've been enjoying doing this video. But with all my time, I haven't yet done what I want to, which is woodworking. Early retirement is a fantastic goal, but it does come with its own set of challenges. Expect that there are hurdles along the way like unexpected boredom, managing finances, or dealing with others' misconceptions. But despite these challenges, it's given me time with my family and the freedom to live life on my terms. If you're considering early retirement, just make sure to prepare for these realities. Planning ahead can make the transition smoother and more fulfilling. Have you experienced early retirement, or are you thinking about it? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what concerns you have or any of these challenges that surprised you. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget the link in the description.